Yeah,
Right.
that's something I'll have to remember when I build up the next one. I'll have to make sure I build it out of range of the. I think they're just within blast radius and they come off the walls so easily. Yeah.
Headed to get coffee.
But spawning rates are pretty good now.
Yeah. I'll say they seem to be spawning pretty well here.
And if you want slime, well, I can get you some of them. I think all the ones that live at G's Museum have come on vacation here for a while.
They're just tired of nothing being done over there. They're tired of looking at the same artwork.
Well, he's actually going to making a portal now. He's making a new portal room. Well, not room, but path from his end of his nether minecart track up to the portal. Because I kept complaining about going across that horrible rickety bit of netherrack over the lava.
Mm-hmm. Wow, so even the bows and the weapons they drop now have damage on them?
Yeah, they're almost useless.
Yeah.
Got to get a few
I had
of them
one
back.
that had a decent amount of things on. The other two were just about broken.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you got any potatoes or carrots from the zombies yet?
I don't have any potatoes or carrots. Sadie, do you need to go outside?
If she's got her back paws crossed and her eyes are squinty, then yeah, probably.
Talk about my wife.
Sadie looks like that most of the time.
Pretty much.
Who I say I do.
I'll be back in just a second. Get inside here and hide in the corner.
Quick, block him in with glass and then he doesn't know where he is.
With glass? I know exactly where I am. Hey, I'm
No,
right
you
here.
won't. You can't see through glass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the magic bread.
Multi-purpose cure-all.
Yeah, but you get your sword skill up if you kill him with one of the stone swords in the gunpowder chest.
Wow, he dropped an almost fixed bow that time.
Wow.
Almost not broken or anything. Just let him build up for Dwindon to get back in.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what to do really for the next hive. I've got these coming down a 23 block drop.
Uh-huh.
But I think they've randomised fall damage a little bit, haven't they?
Just a bit, yeah.
So maybe I might be better off having them drop something like, say, 22 blocks. So even though they've only got one heart, I mean, that blow with a sword will still kill them just as quickly, you know, with that.
Sure, sure.
Plus the fact if you're within range of the beacon, you'll have strength on as well, so you'll do an extra 2.5 hearts or whatever of damage anyway.
Yes, at that point it's not going to matter how many hearts they have. And besides, you got to hit the zombies twice anyway, so.
And I was thinking of dropping them all onto a single square rather than having them like this where they can wander around like that. You know, sort of just tight in one little block like they would be in a crusher.
Mm-hmm.
Will you get a chance to go and watch the film with Dwendon again? No, will you go on your own?
Oh, I'm sure at some point he and I will get a chance to go see it together. I was really hoping to go with him today, but I just had too many damn errands and all to run.
Yeah.
Just did not get the opportunity to. Got to see what the wife's up to tomorrow. If she's going to be sleeping, getting ready for work, all that kind of stuff, I might get a chance to go see it tomorrow. Just have to wait and see.
It's a 2 hour 45-minute run time, isn't it? And then if they got previews on before it, you can reckon it's going to be like 3 hours, 10, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But unless, you know, I mean, the last 10-15 minutes of that 2 hours 45 minutes is, I'm sure, is credits.
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah.
And unless, you know, Nick Fury shows up at the end of it after the credits, I don't think I'd be missing very much.
I have to admit, I haven't enjoyed a film as much as I enjoyed that Avengers Assemble for quite a while.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see that. I've got it here, and the wife was talking about us watching it together, and she still just hasn't gotten around to actually getting a day that wants to see it or not.
Is it something your wife might like to see?
Oh, I'm
Superhero
sure.
movie?
I'm sure. Yeah, she liked Thor, and she liked Iron Man and the Hulk, so she really enjoys the superhero stuff.
Yeah.
But she's not a geek, mind you.
No, terrible. That would be a horrible thing, being a geek, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, just atrocious, yes.
Does anybody know the difference between a geek and a nerd? I mean, seems they like more American terms, or what, you might be able to tell me the difference.
There used to be a kind of a Venn diagram that I remember seeing that explained the difference between geeks, nerds, and dorks. What the differences was. But yeah, I think in the mind of most people, I think in the mind of, you know, it's kind of like being a trekker or a trekkie.
Yeah.
The best way I've ever heard it explained is if you sit there and worry about being called, whether it's, or if when someone says the word Trekkie and you say, no, we're not Trekkies, we're called Trekkers, then you're a Trekkie. They said that was the clearest indication of the difference between the two. If you were that concerned about it, then you were a Trekkie. So I think it's the same kind of thing. If you're the kind that gets into the whole, oh, I'm not a nerd, I'm a geek, then yeah, you're probably a nerd. So
it's just, you know, you hear a lot. Well, I mean, over here, of course, you see all the stereotypical school movies where they've all got the cliques and everything. You know, you've got the jocks, you've got the nerds, you've got the geeks.
Sure.
I just wondered what the difference was between them. Anybody can tell you in the comments if they know.
There you go. Exactly. I think it's largely how, you know, I think geek is supposed to be better than nerd, and nerd is supposed to be better than dork. Yeah.
Really?
That kind of thing, but I think it's really a lot like the old, I don't know if you've ever seen the chart, the geek hierarchy.
No.
I'll have to send you a link to it. There's a post called the geek hierarchy. It's a giant flow chart, and
Yeah.
it shows where you are. It shows, you know, the whole hierarchy from the top levels all the way to the bottom levels. And yeah, on the top levels you have, like, as far as is the geek hierarchy, at the very top you have like fantasy, high fantasy and hard science fiction writers, and then the next level down is hard science fiction fans and high fantasy fans, and then it comes down to pulp science fiction and all this, and it just keeps going down into these multitude of things where it all comes down to the very bottom, of course, are the furries. So
I think furries would be quite happy to be the bottom.
and that's part of why they're there. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course, that was way back before the brony movement, so I don't know where they fit in there at all. So I imagine they're in there in the anime section.
Yeah, well, I don't know what a brony is either.
The My Little Pony enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, each to their own.
Exactly. I mean, I have nothing against the My Little Pony guys. I mean, it's fine and all that. My problem comes whenever they start trying to pretend that it's anything other than a TV show for prepubescent girls.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is. That's what the toys and all are sold for. You know, I've seen a forum before where a very heated argument was breaking out with a bunch of bronies sitting and arguing about how they needed to picket and boycott the company, and because they had changed one of the horse figures, one of the little toy horses, and it didn't, ponies or whatever, and it didn't no longer accurately reflected the character that it was supposed to be on, and this, that, and it's like, it's a toy for 7-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Well, I mean, I do agree that some cartoons can function on multi-level.
Yes, of course they can.
But,
I mean, hell, I love Dexter and Powerpuff Girls, you know? But I didn't call myself a Powerpuff bro, you know, and I didn't argue about, you know, the artistic merits of the toys. Yeah, at a certain point you go, okay, fandom is fine, and there are certain levels, and yeah, there's all this wonderful stuff I'm sure they put in. I mean, look at the Pixar movies. Pixar movies are made on multiple levels so that, you know, the 6-year-old can enjoy it, the 15-year-old can enjoy it, and the 40-year-old parent can enjoy it. You know, each one's going to get something different out of it.
yeah.
And you know, they've got stuff like that in My Little Pony as well. I'm sure. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's in there.
I'm
Probably
wondering whether
not
that's
to that degree.
Yeah, I wonder whether that's more of a modern thing or not, though, the multi-level cartoons or not, because I don't remember when I was a kid and I used to watch things like Captain Caveman. I don't remember there being multi-leveled humour in that, but then again, I was a kid at the time. So.
They didn't, but before that they did. If you remember the old Tom and Jerry and Bugs Bunny cartoons and all that.
Yeah.
The ones, you know, the ones from the 30s and 40s and 50s that were made to be seen in the movie theater. You know, you went to the movie theater and you saw a Bugs Bunny cartoon and a newsreel and all this kind of stuff. Those were definitely made on multiple levels. You know, you couldn't see Bugs Bunny dressed up in drag and being hit on by Elmer Fudd and not realize that there was something in there for the adults, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. I actually learned something new the other day because I've got addicted to a channel called Watch Mojo, and it's they have all sorts of, like, you know, 7 interesting facts, top 10 this, top 5 that, and one of them was about Betty Boop. Apparently Betty Boop started off being drawn as a hound. She wasn't drawn as a girl at first.
Really?
She was like a female hound. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
No. And it's funny because her long floppy ears became the ears with the earrings in the earrings at the bottom of the ears, like, you know. She was originally drawn with like a little black snout, and that's been changed and everything. It's just
I
really.
was wondering what you were going to say. The long floppy ears became her long floppy hair.
Yes, that was it exactly.
What I figured.
You're thinking of the version of her on Tron Together.
I'm thinking about the version in my mind. What are you talking about?
Well, I know there was a Dwendon around somewhere. Have we lost him?
Came in here. I'm buying
Oh,
it.
he's in the. He's in the record studio.
And I did get 1 carrot from the, I guess, the zombie.
Oh, right.
So I do have a carrot now. Can you get seeds from carrots?
You use carrots now
Or do
to
you
breed
just plant
pigs. You
Okay.
plant them. They grow like netherwort in 4 stages. Yeah, I'll show you. Come this way. They're just the same, like another crop to grow, but now you have to breed pigs with carrots, chickens with seeds, and cows with wheat.
Sheep with wheat as well.
Yeah, I think sheep's wheat as well. Yeah.
Okay. I think she needs to go out.
They're fully grown because you can see the orange bit of the carrot.
Mm-hmm.
That marks them as fully grown. If you want to harvest them, you can.
There's one right here that's not. I see that it looks different.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Harvest it anyway.
So you get multiple carrots from them.
Yeah, it's basically they're just the same as netherwort. If you harvest them when they're fully grown, you get a few. If you harvest them when they're not, you only get the one. The same with the potatoes.
Except the potatoes will occasionally give you a poison one as well.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, don't eat the green mouldy potatoes.
Those are my favorite.
Say, I'm sure they go great with zombie flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're always being told to eat your greens, aren't you?
Yep. Green moldy flesh, green moldy potatoes.
And the green moldy flesh even has eyes as well.
It is the food that looks at you back.
Thank you, Yoda.
Mmm.
Nah,
Look at you,
no-
it does. Hmm?
Nobody's mentioned it, so I presume nobody's noticed. But there's something big missing. Well, there's 2 big things missing from the Tech-It now.
Yes, I know. I've missed y'all too.
All right, then. In your case, then there's 2.5 things missing.
Haven't been on enough to tell. What's missing?
I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm going to wait to see if anybody ever notices.
Okay.
Well, I saw that the solar farm had been packed up, but that's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them. I packed that up the other day, and then Keith sent me a message saying, "I've thought of how we can tweak it so it'll work right." Sorry, Keith's a bit late for that. But actually, I think we'll just rebuild it somewhere else.
Exactly. So it's just not
I knew
right
y'all were
there
tearing
at
that
spawn, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I haven't been on since y'all did that.
yeah. I packed
don't
that
think
up, and it's. I've been doing like research and everything, and and timing how long it takes a mass fabricator to make a piece of UU matter. That it needs 34 scrap to do it at full efficiency, and how long it takes to produce the 34 scrap, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be able to get it working a lot better anyway. The solar farm, because it was doing all right. I mean, it has produced a good few arrays, medium voltage ones anyway. So it's proof of concept. It works.
Yeah,
Right.
It's just getting the timing down so it's not constantly pouring stuff out, you know.
Well, that first build, we didn't really know what we were doing, so we just sort of just threw any sort of amount at it. The thing to do is to make 8 recyclers and time it so that you get roughly 64 cobble into each recycler every 1 minute, which is nothing really, 1 cobble a second, and that should then produce enough. Should produce you your 34 scrap, approximately 34 scrap to run the mass fab.
So is there anything you do with the poisonous potatoes, like make potions or anything, or are they just...
Not yet, but you never know.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to keep a chest full of them anyway, just in case.
Gotcha. I just had 6 more to it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You can keep a potato and a carrot if you want to take them and harvest them.
I do. I've got one of each.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll take that away and we'll build it somewhere else probably.
Okay. Say about what?
You thought about taking your dog to a urologist?
No, I played one on TV. It's alright.
Definitely looks like she could use a little Vesicare.
Well, earlier I went ahead and fed her. That's what I did. I haven't taken her out yet.
Yeah, that she just needs a cork.